world. So I think it's worth the risk, but for $100 more, I like Richard Rodgers.
Yeah, let me make a note. At Kansas City, Kansas City was at Pittsburgh. He was 2 for 2 for 15 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So he did score against them. Now I certainly see this is one of these guys that I kind of like, and I agree with you here because I would have money remaining, so I definitely would. This is my bewildered position. So I'm going to every guy I can. So if I have $400 left, I'm going to go with Jesse James. I'm going to go with Richard Rodgers. I don't think I'm going to play Demetrius Harris, but
Demetrius.
Although at Denver he went off.
He did.
You know? He went off. Maybe that's another guy that's a good idea to start because of that. Just the idea of you're reaching anyway. You pretty much committed to maybe not getting shit from Jesse James, but being able to go with some of the better.
Some of these commitments are tough to swallow. There's absolutely no doubt that you're rolling the dice with some of this stuff, but that's the game we play, man. That's just the way it goes. As you are, but with Jesse James, I'm going to flood one together here with Jared Cook as well, in another Rodgers-led lineup, and I am fitting in Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Brown, Randall Cobb. What I'm trying to do is make a little bit more room for hopefully maybe Des Bryant, Devonta Adams. If Tyreek Hill is in, I'm going to see who I can stuff in at running back. I can stuff in Ty Montgomery, which I'm not crazy about. There's a good possibility Christine Michael could steal the goal line carries. Aaron Rodgers loves to run the ball in from the goal line.
Yeah.
Loves it. There's another name I do want to throw out there that it might be worth a look to plug in a Charkandrick West.
I thought about that. He had a good game, but
when he sees carries, he really runs well.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how they've figured out who they like at running back there. I'm a little perplexed on that. But
yeah, and it's always a matchup issue. What scares me, and we do have to wrap it up here shortly, but what scares me with a lot of running backs in the playoff cold weather atmosphere against the Pittsburgh Steelers is that is a team that hits you in the mouth. Guys like Bud Dupree, Ryan Shazier, and Michael Mitchell will come downhill on you a lot, and sometimes when you start a Spencer Ware, the third carry from scrimmage, he goes off tackle and boom, helmet to helmet with Mike Mitchell, and he's out of the game.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
It is, and it's I've always thought of it as like paranoid fantasy ownership, but I think that there's I can't ever give you a single example of when it's benefited me. I just honestly can't. But it's always a possibility. I've certainly seen situations where guys get knocked out, and I go, "Phew, glad I didn't start him anywhere." But then again, too, there's been situations where I've started somebody and boom, they're out cold, but I may or may not have been worried about it. It is fluky, and it is injury, and it's just something that happens. But yeah, I just think it's worth kicking the tires on a Charkandrick West. He's a potential 20-carry guy, but I do think that game may go a little bit differently than that. So on that note, man, you got anything else? You got any other words of wisdom? Any gazing at the crystal ball? Anything you can...
No, just like I said, the matchups on paper, they kind of jump out at you as who you want to start. The real trick this week is finding that combination that you can afford. I really like your idea of the one, the Saturday only or the Sunday onlys. But you got to do a few mains because that's where the big pot is. When you're doing your line, go for the surest of the sures. And they go for that one guy that you think, that third wide receiver spot being a Chris Hogan or one of these lesser-known guys that you think, those are the guys that are going to get you to win it. It's tough. This is a tough week. Next week will be pretty easy because you'll have your wish and you'll get to fucking just throw it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throw it all. There won't be any.
Yeah, no, you're right. Next week you do. You get everything you asked for. You go right down to 4 teams. And God, I love championship weekend. That's so much fun to watch those games and see. And then after that, I go into this slight depression it happens every year from like the end of January into like mid-February until pitchers and catchers arrive at spring training. And then I start to feel a little bit better. I start to come out of my emotional coma.
I don't even have that. I'll go back into my cocoon and wait till it's August again, and then we'll do our draft.
I understand. And hockey and Major League Baseball really bring me out of that. I always enjoy the Senior Bowl, which is right around the end of January. Now that I've gotten older and I no longer go to Gasparilla that weekend, the Senior Bowl is something I really enjoy because you do get to see a lot of guys who are entering the draft, and that's just always fun to watch. Watch them interact with coaches and all those good things. On that note, my man, if you have nothing else to add, I think that about sews it up for the night.
I'm good, my brother.
Yeah, I think that, all said and done, we did a good job, man. We did real well, and that was a lot of fun. We had a great year, man. I had a ton of fun doing this. We're going to definitely do another Daily Fantasy Show last week, but as we grow, I just want to say thanks to everybody out there that does listen, and we see them week in and week out. You get a couple more subscribers here and there, and a handful more plays here and there. I know we really appreciate it from myself and from Mike and Joey Peeps and Pepper Jack and all the other guys here on the Line Sports Talk podcast. Man, we really appreciate it. And good luck, man. Go win something.